A mistake that I often see happening is business owners look at the people they have. You need to start looking at the roles and then move to the people. Where are we versus the plan? What's stuck and what's the next move? What does success look like for you? Who owns each part of it? Where could this go off track? And how do we monitor it and check in?
If you want more time, money, freedom, and have a business that's not reliant on you, then you're in the right place. Each week, Mark Creedon, along with some of the very best business minds in the world, will take you through simple, practical steps you can take to create the business you always wanted. From his own practical experience, Mark will show you how to work less, make more, and get the business you always wanted, the one that you deserve. Now here's your host, one of Australia's most sought-after business coaches, Mark Creedon.
Hey, in this episode, unfortunately, I'm not joined by Caroline because she's sick today. We see that a lot, right? When you're in business with your significant other, your nearest and dearest, and somebody's crook for a couple of days, somebody needs to fill in, and you end up performing two roles. So today, it's just me. I'm going to be performing both mine and Caroline's role. Hey, in this episode, I want to teach you a 5-part project leadership plan. What this is all about is one of the things that we often see in family business is you've got a great business, you've got a great team, you've got a great product, great delivery, great clients, but things just seem a bit fuzzy. They're not clear. And one of the reasons they're not clear is because things aren't properly aligned. So in other words, your vision for the business, where you want to take things and what you're doing on a day-to-day basis or what your team are doing on a day-to-day basis isn't really as aligned as you'd like it to be. You should never underestimate the power of clarity, getting clarity in what you do. And this 5-step process is going to break this down for you. Because one of the things that we probably see quite a lot is people think that the solution to the problem is to do more. It's to work harder, it's to work longer hours, it's to put more effort in, or it's to do more themselves. So they will take over roles of people in business. They'll say, no, leave that to me, I'll do it. And in fact, that's not the answer. Like, we know that doing more or doing more yourself isn't actually going to get you up to the next level. I was having a conversation with one of our Mastermind members yesterday, and they were saying, look, the real issue I've got in my business is I'm the ceiling. It's what I call the 2-hand syndrome. And simply, you've only got 2 hands, right? And so you can only get so much done. And so this 2-hand syndrome actually creates a ceiling in your business. And the way that you move past that is, of course, to empower your team, empower people around you. Now, if you're sitting listening to this right now and you're going, well, hang on a second, I don't have a team. You probably do, because one of the things that we always say in Mastermind is your team isn't just people who work for you, it's people who work with you. It's your clients, it's your suppliers, your alliances, your referral partners, your contractors, subcontractors, whatever it might be. So this concept applies to you even if you're a solo operator just running the business on your own. But the vast majority of people listening to this podcast are actually going to be in a family business. That's what we're aiming at. So let's look at what are those 5 what's the 5 project leadership framework that you can look at in order to get clarity. This is all about clarity. Number 1 is really to ask yourself this question. So it's what we call outcome clarity. And it's to ask yourself this question: what does success look like? What does success look like? It's something that Caroline teaches quite a lot using the future back model, where we go, right, we need to push right out to the future and we need to look at if we had success. So the question we'll often ask is this: imagine that you're walking down the beach, you stub your toe on a lamp, rub the lamp, genie pops out, and the genie says to you, I can give you whatever success you want in your business in the next 12 months. What is it that you would wish for? And you need to get super clear on that. So before you do anything else, if you're listening to this now and thinking, right, now's a great time for me to start planning where I want my business to be, or if you're feeling like you're feeling a bit stuck, good business, good people, good clients, good product, but it feels like a grind and it's just not doing what it should be doing. This is a great opportunity for you to stop, grab pen and paper, your iPad, whatever you like to use. I'm a huge fan of pen and paper, and there's all sorts of neuropsychology research around why pen and paper works better. But grab it, and before you go asking ChatGPT or Claude, actually start to think about this for yourself. We can then use AI to fine-tune this and create a plan for you. And we'll talk more about that in upcoming episodes. Step number 1 in the 5-step is to ask yourself, what does success actually look like? What does success look like for you? Is it more money? Is it more time? Is it more freedom? Is it more time with the family? More time with your kids? More time with your rallies? Is it more money? Is it employing more people? Is it a bigger distribution channel? Is it more clients? What does success actually look like to you? And you need to get as specific as you can, right? You need to get super clear on this. So one of the things that I've heard in the past is, particularly in presenting from stage, and people ask people what it is they want from their business, I'll ask them that 12-month hence question, and they'll often say more money. And, many times I'd pull a $5 note out of my wallet and hand them a $5 note and go, congratulations, you've now got more money. It's not about more money. It's not about more time. You've got to get down specific. I want to have a turnover of this amount with a net profit of this percentage or this figure. I want to be working 10 to 3, 4 days a week, or I want to be working 4 days a week, or I want to work a 9-day fortnight, whatever it might be for you. Now's the time. And the thing about that is, sure, be realistic, but don't hold yourself back. So don't get in the way of your own thinking by going, yeah, I'd really like that, but I don't know if that's possible. It won't be possible whilst you think it isn't. So step number 1, work out, what does success actually look like for you? The second step within your business, if you want to get clarity so that you just lift this fog, right? And you just, every time you go into your business, if it's a physical premises or you sit behind your desk or whatever it is that you do, you feel like you're in control. I reckon control and clarity are so closely linked. So what you want to do is you want to say, okay, I'm good. I now have very clear picture around what success looks like for me. I know where I want to end up. Next thing is around roles and responsibilities, or roles and ownership. So in order to achieve that, what are the roles that you need in your business? Don't worry about the roles you have right now, because unless everybody that works with you is a tree, they're not rooted to that position so that you can move people around. So you need to think about, in a perfect world, in order for me to achieve what I want to achieve, in order for me to get to the point where I achieve what success looks like for me, then what are the roles that I need, and who in my business is going to own those roles? So a mistake that I often see happening is people look at, business owners look at the people they have, and they go, okay, so I've got, this person, and, well, that's the role they perform, so I can't do anything with that. I don't want you to think about the people you've got. You should never think in terms, as you structure out your business, think of the people you've got for the moment. Don't worry, I'm not saying that you're going to throw everybody out the door. You want to look after them, of course. But you need to start looking at the roles and then move to the people. So once you've got real role clarity, and if we were to map this out, the role clarity should feed into the outcome that you want. So you've got a clear picture on the outcome you want, what success looks like for you. That's number 1. Number 2, now, what are the roles? And then the second part of that is, who's going to own those roles? What it will do is it will give you great clarity potentially on your next hire. So we've had lots of situations where, and I can think of one in particular where a client came to us and said, oh, look, I actually really need to hire a new mortgage broker in their broking business. And we went through this exercise where we went through these 5 steps. And at step number 2, we worked out, right, what are all the roles that you need? Okay. Oh, hang on. The role you actually needed was a general manager, right? And so they put a general manager into the business as opposed to putting into another broker. And so it changed that whole thinking. What they did there is they were just thinking about all the people they currently had, thought there was a gap there, and went to fill it. So they thought about the people first rather than the role and then the ownership. So step number 2, think of all the roles that you need and who can take ownership of those roles in order to achieve what you want to do. Number 3 is really around your milestones and timeframes. So when you're working off a future back model of planning, you go out, in a perfect world, you go out 3 years, 5 years, but even if all you did was to run out 12 months, you then need, that's what I would call your destination goal. You then need to work backwards. And you go, right, well, if that's where I want to be in 12 months' time, what are the milestones that I need to that I need to achieve in order to get to that ultimate destination. They become your journey goals. And once you've worked out what those milestones are, you then need to attach a time frame to them. And this is how you measure your own performance. By the way, this is something you have to share with your team. So this is why it's done in this order. Because what you share with the team in relation to those milestones and timeframes is going to depend very much on the roles that people have. So step number 1, work out what success looks like for you. Step number 2, look at the roles and then the ownership. Step number 3 is to work out what are the milestones that you're going to aim for in order to get you to that ultimate success, and what are the timeframes attached to those milestones. Step number 4 is around a communication rhythm. I can't impress this upon you enough, the importance of communication rhythm. When do you check in? And it can't be, so many times we talk to clients and say, okay, so you're having structured meetings with your general manager, or structured meetings with each other for that matter. And they go, oh yeah, we talk on the run. We worked with a couple, and they had a very good business. They had a very clear role definition, but things got clunky and sticky on a regular basis because they wouldn't speak in a structured way. So they just sort of chat on the run. And the other thing they found that they were spending most of their evenings over dinner whilst watching TV. When they went to bed, they were talking business. What we did was we helped them to move away from that by something really simple of setting up a daily briefing. Every morning, they spend 15 minutes getting together, working out, communicating around each other's role. Hey, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I need from you. Hey, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I need from you. And the same applies to whatever size your team is. If you've got a team of 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 people, you need to have a communication rhythm. Now, you won't be meeting with all of those 50 people every week, presumably, but you'll have a structure in place. And so it's really important that you actually have a communication rhythm. That communication rhythm around your 12-month goals is about when do people check in so that they can give you an update on the progress. So we've got milestones in place and timeframes to those milestones. How you're traveling in order to get there, right? What's going on? What do people need? What are we missing? Where are we hitting things? Where are we on track? Really simple analogy. My brother-in-law's a pilot. Now, planes are regularly fly off track if they weren't brought back on. So whether they're brought back on, on autopilot by the pilot, but they need to be brought back on track. It's a little bit like a road trip, right? I remember Caroline and I were on a road trip once, and we drove from Cunnamulla, and we were due to go to St. George. I missed the turnoff. We ended up in Burke, right? So you've got to constantly check. I never saw it. I wasn't checking the road. I was too busy enjoying the sights and didn't really look at the signs, which doesn't make for a fun road trip, I guess, or a successful road trip. We had a lot of fun in the end, but you've actually got to have these dedicated check-in times where you look at what's going on, how's it developing, how it's progressing. Number 5, you look at the risks and roadblocks. And the question that we'll always ask a client when they first join our Mastermind program is, okay, this is where you want to be. This is where you are now. What do you think might stop you from getting there? And the best thing that you can do is sit down with your team and work out what are the roadblocks? What are the things that are likely to stop us from getting, where we want to be? So, in other words, ask yourself these 3 questions. Where are we versus the plan? What's stuck? And what's the next move? If you can be aware in advance of what the roadblocks might be, and if I use that road trip analogy, it's a bit like, checking all of the road reports, particularly say in the wet season if you're driving out through Northern Territory or Western Queensland. You want to check the wet season. You want to check the roads in the wet season to see what roads are closed in advance. You don't want to get to that roadblock and then go, oh, holy crap, now I can't move forward. So what are the practical shifts you need to make? I mean, the thing you need to do is you need to look at what does success look like? Who owns each part of it? What are the likely things that are going to stop you from getting there, and how are you going to monitor it and track it? What are the check-ins that you're going to do? These are the sort of things that we teach our clients all the time in our program. And in fact, we've developed a couple of very cool tools, our Sprint Planner and Capture Cards, which we use with our members to help them to get this level of clarity. If you'd like to access those tools, this Friday, the 10th of April at 10 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time, on mastermindzoom.com.au. That's mastermindzoom.com.au. Any problems, just email me, mark@metropole.com.au, and we'll fix you up with all the details. But mastermindzoom.com.au, 10 o'clock, Friday the 10th of April, Eastern Standard Time. We're opening up what is normally a session only for our members to those listening to this podcast. Jump on. We'll show you these two tools. We'll show you the sprint planner. We'll show you the capture card. We'll show you how you can use those to get that clarity, how you can get to understand what it is that you should be working on next in order to get to the success that you need to get to, and how you maintain a communication rhythm, how you get ownership, how you get people, and how you avoid the risks and roadblocks. But there's more, because if you join us this Friday on the 10th of April, we're actually going to be giving one lucky guest 30 days, 1 month free access to our Mastermind program. 1 month free access to the Mastermind program. So looking forward to seeing you 10 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time, mastermindzoom.com.au, and you will go as a guest. We'll go into the draw to give you the opportunity to get a little taste of what it is that we do in our program and how we help our clients to achieve exactly this: more time, more money, more freedom. This is Mark Creedon. It's been great to talk to you. Until we chat next time, please make sure you spend time with those who matter most.